Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's energy update with me, Rebecca.meisl. Very excited to share what has come through for us this week in the form of channeling and the energetics. We of course have started our Mercury retrograde, the last one for this year. So we might really be noticing these themes of needing more rest, some more cultivation, and some more diligence, reviewing plans, second guessing our choices, really going deeper into that introspective work this week and coming forward. So this week we have a really interesting theme though, regardless of Mercury retrograde happening. It's really encouraging us to take control and to really start getting things done that perhaps we've been procrastinating or putting off. So our first theme is taking control of life. Taking the bull by the horns and getting things done. Restlessness, excuses, and frustrations be gone, allowing space in your life to pave your vision. Have you gotten the full scope of your dreams? Fill your head with wonder, every beautiful and wondrous thing. You have so much to look forward to. So this was really beautiful. We'll take a pause here. So when Mercury retrograde starts, a lot of us have this kind of awareness that things might not go as planned, that we need to be extra diligent, extra careful, really double checking all the nooks and crannies of life. But this is a beautiful opportunity to also recognize that this is helping you build your vision. It's helping you get very specific and getting to the nitty gritty, so to speak, of what it is you're trying to create and becoming more intentional about it. So what they're really showing me this week that would be highly beneficial for us is to really look at our schedules, really look at where our focus and energy and attention is going and flowing, and once more becoming very, very mindful. How is it that I'm spending my time? Where do I need to be more focused? Where do I need to put more energy towards what really lights me up or what really needs time and attention and care? So they're really showing me where we've been out of balance. And last week we had a very strong theme energetically about that. Where is harmony needed? Where is more rest needed? Where do we need to be prioritizing other things? And where have we been not prioritizing certain things? And this week that really continues, and we're going to be getting more of this awareness now of forward movement. So where is it that you want to be going? What's your destination? Have you gotten clear on that? Have you gotten aware of what it is you truly desire? We might need to put ourselves on pause to go into the heart, to go into our soul and ask our higher selves this week so we can get that clarity and make those forward steps that are needed. And I love this because there's really positive. We're getting so much positivity here where it's like, oh my goodness, so much is coming in. Oh my goodness, so much love is coming in, because the more we get aware of this, the more we become more intentional about how we're living and what we're doing with our time, and more intentional about cultivating love in our lives, the more this allows ourselves to really blossom, to really come full into this expression of self. And it's really beautiful. We are learning to live in these deeper spectrums of love in life and really cultivating what is truly best for us and loving for us. So from there, we're having a few boundaries that are going to come in this week that help us stay in this beautiful bubble of bliss. So what came through was staying in your lane, not taking on other people's stresses, not allowing misunderstandings to cloud your judgment or forward movement. You have a singular goal. Let your soul sing. So what is stopping your voice? What is blocking you from sharing your soul's vital essence? Is perfection ruining your goal, your joy? Where do you need to let go of the rigid rules you are living by so you can be in your bliss? This is the old way, chasing perfection, because it will only bring you to the result of misery, lack, and failure. Be enough for yourself? What's your new standard for life? Cultivate compassion. Do you know what compassion feels like for yourself? So let's pause here. So once again, beautiful reminders this week to really make sure and to check in. Are we following our bliss? Are we allowing our soul to sing? And if not, what is blocking it? Because they're really bringing attention to the throat chakra this week, where we're going to have to face some vital truths. And we might also need to face where we've been lying to ourselves, or where we've been believing things that no longer are relevant, or that we no longer want to believe. And the big one that seems to be surfacing this week is this perfectionism and the tendency to try to nitpick ourselves or self-criticize. And we need to be very mindful of this week. Where are you sidetracking yourself by still holding on to belief systems that say you're not good enough, you're not perfect, you're not there yet? Last week we had a big theme about actually claiming your abundance and claiming the things you want in your life, the titles you want, how you want to be living your life and embodying that vibration. So this week we have to once more take the time to really see, is there anything that's hindering me in claiming my abundance and allowing myself to have joy every day, to be in the creative experience? Or where am I still holding on to beliefs that only put me back in a space of lack, misery, and failure, right? Because if we have a standard of perfection, if we're like, I'll never be able to call myself ... until I have done ... or I have become perfect in it, then we'll never be good enough for ourselves. There's always going to be the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Where do we need to just stop over analyzing, over editing, and nitpicking ourselves so we can actually just be in joy, be in bliss, and accept ourselves right where we are at every single moment of the journey? Like, could you imagine taking that pressure off yourself, where there's no standard to meet in that sense of perfection, and you're just able to enjoy the journey and take things as they come, and to not criticize yourself? Like, could you imagine spending a full 24 hours without any sort of self-criticism, without any sort of negative feedback on your work or on yourself or on your actions? So be very mindful this week of that line between self-improvement and that toxic belief system of chasing perfection. Where are you? And where does balance need to be cultivated? Where does compassion need to now lead? Okay, so take a look. Some real beautiful questions to ask yourself. Am I enough for myself? Where am I not enough for myself? Where do I need to put in more compassion? And what are my current standards for my life? Right? These are things we want to really look at, because that's the gift of Mercury retrograde, is it allows us to slow down, to really look at what we're truly doing with our lives, the actions we're taking. It's this beautiful introspective time to reanalyze what's working, what's not, right? So we can release what is hindering our forward movement. So I'm really seeing this week, make plans, get clear. What is it that I want? What direction am I heading in? And what is truly standing in my way? And for most of us, it's going to be a belief system. It's going to be something that is still saying we can't, we will not, we're not capable, we aren't deserving, whatever that story is. And this is where we need to be very, very analytical and looking at that belief and going, this has got to go. And taking the steps to become more compassionate, to have more grace, and to start building this foundation of complete love for ourselves. So there's this beautiful theme here of cultivate compassion. Do you know what compassion feels like for yourself? Once more, we are learning how to love, really love ourselves and others. So take a look at that. have I ever truly experienced compassion for myself? Have you ever been truly compassionate with yourself? They're just showing me the bully of the mind and how that has been leading a lot of our lives, where it's just we listen to that voice, we let it bully us, we let it talk us down, we let it make us feel small and insignificant. But how can we soften that voice? How can we dim that voice to the point where this new voice can take center stage? The voice of your heart, the voice of your soul. And to constantly second guess that bully and go, oh, is this really true what you're saying? Do I really believe this anymore? Do I want to believe this anymore about myself, right? So they're kind of showing me how we'll have to trick our minds a little bit. Because once more, this is not easily accomplished sometimes. We've had these mindsets our whole lives for most of us. These programs have been running wild and rampant behind the scenes for years. So to rewrite them, to rewrite the programming, to create new programming, it's going to take repetition. It's going to take some work and some major self-awareness. So what we have to do is start retraining the brain. And we've been talking about this for a while, but once more, the real antidote to this is in our actions, okay, until it becomes more natural. So what came through was meet your needs daily. Hold space in your heart just for you. Stop worrying about tomorrow. How can you show up for yourself now, not later? Fear is the absence of love. Notice how much you're in fear each day. How would your life change if you replace that fear with love? You are learning a valuable lesson: how to love yourself daily, fully, and completely. We know this is not an easy task, but it must be done. So notice your challenges that won't go away. How can you deal with them now? How can you make loving changes for yourself and your happiness? Make a solid plan for your future. It starts now. What are you ready to leave behind for good? So beautiful. So we're getting this amazing recognition of, once again, showing up in daily action. Are you doing that? Are you showing up for yourself? Have you become your best friend for life? Have you been making sure your daily needs are met? So once more, we're putting a really big emphasis on the root chakra this week. So once again, where are you in these basic human needs? Are you feeling safe? Are you feeling secure? Are you feeling like you're meeting yourself every single day? And what was so interesting was they're going a step further in this and recognizing how love is a need. And this is something that, once more, a lot of us know logically, but when it comes to daily practice, we struggle. So have you truly given yourself your daily need, your daily cup of love today, right? So think about that. Slow down enough to really think of your daily life and go, how often do I stop to pour into my cup of love? How often do I actually feel the energy of love? And is it as often as I need it, right? So check in, like, where is your love cup? Is it full? Is it semi-full? Is it empty? And where do I need to be pouring more love into my life daily? And the importance here is holding space. So once more, we're going to get this theme of slowing down. Are you holding space? Is there enough space in your day, in your life, for just you? for yourself, for your needs, for your daily affirmations, for your meditation, for your spiritual practice, or just to simply be for a while? Do you allow yourself that time? Okay, so I'm really hearing to cultivate some sort of sacred practice for yourself this week would be very beneficial. So whether that's yoga, whether that is meditation, whether that is, reading a book for an hour, whatever feels good for you that day, allow yourself that gift, right? And notice, how willing are you to receive gifts from yourself? How willing are you to give to yourself? And recognizing how much our time is really spent on fear as opposed to love. So this week we have a huge theme about worrying and feeling scattered and feeling unsure or confused or just second guessing ourselves. And once more, this is sometimes that gift of Mercury retrograde. So we can really see those fears and really see where we're not feeling safe, where we're not feeling sturdy and secure. And once more, can we just recognize that? Oh, okay, this is coming up for me to face. This is coming up for me to recognize. I don't need to give all my power to it. I don't need to sit and worry about it day in, day out, but it is coming for me to honor where my needs are not met, where I am in a space of fear, where I am not cultivating enough compassion or enough love for myself to see the changes that now need to be made so I can meet this need. So they're really showing me the reparenting happening, the initiation of yourself and going, okay, I'm the adult now. I get to make my life decisions. I get to make sure my needs are met. So am I truly looking after this child version of myself? Am I truly taking care of her? And if not, what are the adjustments that need to happen? So I'm really seeing journaling is going to be very helpful for us this week. So writing down our fears, and get very specific. What are the fears actually showing you? What are they revealing to you? So as an example, if you're like, I'm terrified that I won't have enough money. Okay, we'll use that example. I'm going to be, late on the bills or whatever that fear is. Go, okay, well, what can I do? What can I do to change the situation or to make my inner child feel safe again? So looking at those practical solutions, is there some work you can pick up? Is there some budgeting that needs to come in? Is there some intentions we need to set now to welcome in abundance? And then going deeper, is there anything blocking me from receiving from the universe? Where do I have a belief that says I'm not worthy of receiving my needs? Where is there a belief that says I won't be safe, I won't be protected, I won't be supplied for, right? So going into those belief systems at the core is going to be so wonderful for us. So they're really saying, go beyond the logical solutions as well, okay? Because once more, we would just be like, well, you just need to go get work. But why? Why is this a need that's not being met? Where do you have limiting belief systems on money, on your abundance? Go deeper. Go to the core this week. It's very important because they want us to reveal these wounds for good so we can close them, so we can heal them and move on. So if any repetitive patterns come up this week in any area of your life, financial, career, relationships, health, why is this reoccurring? Get inquisitive. And the biggest thing is they want us to be like a child in this experience. Don't scare yourself. Scaring yourself is not helping you. Being in that space of complete fear is not helping you. So yes, we might get triggered, but hold compassion for yourself. get yourself back to that space of balance, of feeling grounded and safe again, and then do this work, okay? Don't fear your triggers. Don't fear and give your power to that. The best thing you can do is go, okay, I have an issue. There is a problem that I need to fix or I need to find solutions for, but how can I remain in my power? How can I remain in a loving, compassionate place for myself? And the other aspect they're bringing in here is forgiving yourself as well for where mistakes have been made, where you might have procrastinated too long, where you might have, not done your best in certain areas. But it's a learning lesson. And they're just saying this is a learning curve for a lot of us. This is a shift that is needed to take place and where we're needing to take that accountability, but not to the point of self-criticism again, not to that point of hurting ourselves again, shaming ourselves. We are learning a new way. And trust, there's always solutions that will be given. So the other aspect of this is when we're analyzing these fears and we're going through them this week, is to pray for guidance, pray for support in it, and set intentions when you're journaling that everything that comes through will be coming through with ease and grace, and that you'll be able to accept the truth, that you'll be able to integrate the truth, and that solutions will be found easily. So they're really saying this, like, everything in life can happen with ease and grace. Everything in life can flow and flow beautifully if we allow it. So they're really kind of mentioning, are you allowing yourself to have the ease and grace even when it comes to addressing your fear, even when it comes to things that might make you uncomfortable? Where do you need to cultivate more of this divine feminine energy, more of this space to just go, okay, this is what it is, and that's okay, and that self-love, okay? Because this is truly what we want to build, is a foundation of ease and grace, is a foundation of complete acceptance and love of ourselves, even when we've let ourselves down, even when we've come to a point of failure in our own eyes, to go, that's okay, we're starting over again. This is a new chapter for my life. So look at where you've placed limits on yourself, look at where you're needing more compassion, and also be aware of acknowledging anything that you need to change, any mistakes you've made, and giving yourself that grace in them, okay? So I love how we're getting this reminder, notice how much you fear each day, and how would your life change if you replace that fear with love, right? So once more, this isn't always easy, but what can we do? What is possible for you? What small step can you take today to limit your fear and progress in your love? Okay, these are the types of things we need to be looking at this week. So huge reminder to take time to meditate and cultivate this practice of meditation and review, okay? So I want to pull us a card for this week. Just pulling from my deck here. So we have, if you are noticing changes within you, it is because you are leaving the old version of yourself behind. You are elevating and shedding unnecessary layers. Old cycles are ending and new beginnings are on the horizon. You deserve this new chapter. How perfect is this card? So yes, and that makes me really think of what channeled here of making a solid plan for your future and how that starts now. So once more, get excited about this time, because once more we might really feel like, oh man, it's Mercury retrograde again, gonna have things come up, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, isn't that just the story of life? There's always the ebb and flow. There's always times of evaluation, of contemplation. So really don't take this as doom and gloom. Take this as, this is exciting because this means I'm removing these old layers. I'm removing any dense, stagnant energies from my energy fields so I can propel myself even further into this next chapter of unconditional love for myself, of beauty, of happiness, of joy and contentment, and keep reinforcing that every day. So they're really showing me the power of our will, the power of our minds, the power of our intentions. So once more, where are we unclear on those, and how can we get crystal clear? I am now living a life of love. I am now embodying love. I am now creating this place of unconditional compassion and respect for myself, and letting the rest flow. So my friends, that's all I have for us this week. It was a quick, short one this week, but I feel like the messages were so perfect for us, and to remind us, we have the ability to choose love in every situation. We have the ability to propel ourselves forward no matter what is going on. So